TAPS project has had a massive effect, not just on our assessment in our school, but in the way we teach. Because we quickly realised once we looked at the pyramid and evaluated against that, that actually you've got nothing to assess until you do some good quality teaching. And in our school, that impacted on child-led inquiry, open-ended investigations, contexts that are relevant and meaningful to the children, things what inspire them, things that grab their attention, engage them, make them excited and get them doing, thinking and talking science. I cannot share everything to show impact, but the bit I'm going to focus on is the layer at the bottom where we've got self-assessment and peer assessment, and we've looked at a lot of the strategies. Traditionally, we have for a long time done thought showers, concept maps at the beginning of a unit of work, and we realised that we were just rolling that out as something to do because that's what you're supposed to do without necessarily understanding it or measuring its impact or using it in any valid way. So we started then to come back to those thought showers at the end of a topic and annotate them and add on to that to see the progress and to see the difference. And then we just branched out completely, and we've looked at lots of different strategies for self-assessment and peer assessment, on the basis that if you get children involved in what they're doing and understand the process you're putting them through, they'll become better at it because they'll understand where you're taking them and they'll go there with confidence and understanding. But if you're just doing it to them, then they don't feel either that they want to put anything into that process and they don't get as much out of it. Across the whole of curriculum, we've developed success criteria through our planning. So planning has a specific focus. In science, it has knowledge and skills clearly outlined and identifiable by us and through learning objectives for the children. And at Key Stage 1, they also have a toolkit where they self-assess and peer assess. It started off as a written list of criteria, and then that got changed to a visual toolkit for children so they could self-assess. Have I been involved with asking questions? Tick. Have I been involved with making careful observations? Have I been involved with measuring carefully? Whatever tool is put in for that lesson, yes, they've self-evaluated, and sometimes peer evaluated. Yes, I saw you do that, or you did that really well. And then that can be confirmed by the teacher, either at that point, because the children have got that in front of them, and the teacher can go around and say, yeah, I've seen that happening, tick, done it. Or retrospectively when they look at the work afterwards. That's one of the strategies. Lots of strategies like comparison. So here we've got seeds at year 3, how our seeds spread. So to begin with, this child has known that maybe birds pick them up in their beak and drop them somewhere else. And at the end of that unit of work, we've now got 6 different methods described and illustrated of how seeds are spread. So with the Bridges topic, at the top end of the school, there's a lot of self-evaluation and peer evaluation. And it's not add-on. It's definitely not at the end of the topic. It is through each lesson, and it's embedded as a process of learning, not as something that we'll annex at the end. So as we go through our learning, we are evaluating, and we know what those skills are, we know what questions to ask, we know what to look for, and we're supportive of each other doing that because we all want to help each other move forward. So we've done lots of work on Bridges, lots of work on stresses and tension and strains and breaking points and weak points and all the rest of it. And we culminated just this week in we're making a suspension bridge because we've been to visit Clifton. We all got post-it notes, and the job was to go round each of those and place them on the tables. What's really effective about that one? What works about that one? What makes it successful? What would you need to do to that one to improve it? Why isn't that going to work very well? And we did this before testing. Instead of me saying that and leading that, they did it. I stepped back. We come up with questions and they're put on the board. They're given the post-it notes. Off they go. I could sit down and just watch, but I just walk around and listen, question, ask. That's my assessment for learning. And it is also part of forming my judgments about them as scientists and about their understanding. With my checklist in front of me, he got it, she got it, she got it. I need to talk to her again. Explain that little bit for me again, please. Ah, right, yeah, I see, okay, and what will happen if? And it's your question. So instead of me being the oracle of all knowledge, because I'm not, they become that role and they become very good at it and very supportive, and they will tell each other about that. The main point is that it's embedded assessment for learning, which leads on to our summative judgments. We don't do any add-on buy-in tests to look at the end. We learn about our children as learners, and because we've got very clear learning objectives for each lesson, they know what the success looks like and they can tell us.